It's okay. Off your mind. It's okay. Off your mind.
Chai! Now wow, people wey supposed talk truth to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go summer us, call them hate speech. But fear not, Maiyegun don't come. Him go torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we laugh, oh, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo. Maiyegun diary Politico, oh, Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo. This one not the off in mind, oh, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo. And in the touchlight every corner, oh, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai, them be promise us say we go get light and power. Nah. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Sure. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over naira. Still them talk say make we off mind. But thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo. Maiyegun diary Politico, oh, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo. This one not they off in mind, oh, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that Maiyegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say Maiyegun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Woman picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo. My people make you shout, oh, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo. Maiyegun diary Politico, oh, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo. This man not the off in mind, oh, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo. Aha. Now you not done here, all these bad politicians, then we call themselves politicians.
Hello there.
Maiyegun la mo do.
Maiyegun diary, number one.
Good morning to you, good afternoon to you, and good evening to you from wherever you are watching from. This is Maiyegun live.
Maiyegun diary, number one.
Glory Facebook, glory YouTube.
I miss you too. But we have a lot to talk about tonight, a lot of catch up to do. And I don't think the time will allow us to take calls tonight, but I will try, okay? So thank you so much for joining me. Share this broadcast. Invite your friends, invite your not so friendly friends, and tell them, Maiyegun today, oh.
Maiyegun diary, number one.
Maiyegun diary Politico.
Maiyegun diary.
I also need your help. I want you to please tell me if the audio is perfect. I moved the entire studio, almost the entire studio, to London, but I never used them. So I came back and I have to reset everything back up. You tell me, what do you think?
Maiyegun diary, number
Ani esuraki.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Maiyegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú esuraki.
Ó ti dójú ẹsẹ̀.
lórí Facebook.
Maiyegun ti dé.
And yes, we like
Maiyegun ti dé.
lórí YouTube.
We are going to war. Kolu is leading Nigeria and some ECOWAS countries to war with Niger Republic. Share the broadcast.
And yes, we like
Maiyegun ti dé.
Presido Barufi o.
Maiyegun mami.
And yes, we like
Maiyegun ti dé.
Gómìnà gbowó jẹ.
I have a lot. I mean, let's start. I am kind of in good mood. So I'm going to ask Kolu to get us into it. When he told you, it wasn't during the campaign, it was one random time like that. And it was when they were discussing about the joblessness in Nigeria, the unemployment in Nigeria. So, army of unemployed youth, recruit them. I'm going to start from that.
And we are competing with armed robbers and the bandits to recruit from the youths who are unemployed. 33% unemployed. Recruit 50 million youths into the army and the take away from their recruitment source. What they will eat? Cassava, àgbàdo, corn in the morning, yam in the afternoon. It's growing here. You create demand and
Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kí.
And thank you very much. The moment has come. The time has come for the 50 million unemployed Nigerians to be recruited into something that at least we can say for the first time in our lifetime, Nigerian army are actually going to real war. But that is not the whole story. Ladies and gentlemen, brethren in the temple of truth, 2 days ago, you've heard about the coup in Niger Republic and all of the ensuing drama. Ma, bring you up to date on some of them, yeah? Okay. In Niger Republic, where Buhari was investing the Nigeria's scarce resources for 8 years, he built a sort of a kingdom for himself in Niger Republic in collaboration with those who are controlling Niger Republic. Now, immediately, Buhari left. Those who were protecting their own president, they are called Presidential Guard. A section of military trained to protect the president, Presidential Guard. Now, the leader of the Presidential Guard staged a coup. They arrested the president. Why? What's going on? Well, as usual, as it is all over Africa, when military strikes, they will say they are trying to stop the corrupt politicians who have misused their power on several occasions to subvert the will of the people, because they are closer to them. They are those who are wielding guns, protecting the politicians. So they know them very well. So when they stage coup, in most cases, they will say they are doing it to save the country. None of them is different, though. Sure you get, whether military or civil, they are all criminals and crook. One is with guns. The other one is what? Is with pen. Now, when the whole story in Niger Republic was that as rich in mineral resources as that country is, it is also as poor as the church rats. The people are living in squalor, poverty, while the elite are living large, like in opulence. So this disparity, this difference in the society is like, physically, present, like you could tell. However, somehow, there is more. There is always more, okay? So what is more? The resources of Niger Republic, imagine this so. Niger Republic is exporting uranium and gold, which is superseded, also being supervised by France for years, even though it's in an independent country, Niger. But the arrangement between the colonial master and the colonized, the puppet in the Niger Republic was that France was taking as much as 70% value of Niger Republic resources. What happened to the remaining 30%? Well, it goes to the elite. Those ones who never complained about it in a way. So France in return would then give them handout, like, you know what I mean? So they said the resources leaving Niger Republic alone a year, raw materials. So if they were to be paid for that, they will be making over 50 billion US dollars from just exchanging resources alone. Not even other things that comes with it. But Niger Republic resources is valued at $9 billion, which means they have been so squeezed and all that. But the elite had no problems with that. So the military guys, somehow, they found their friends in Burkina Faso, in Guinea, Conakry, in Mali. And then they were like, you know what? What's going on, guys? If we want to succeed in this, because we know that our own rulers here, they are puppets of the West. So being puppet of the West means the African leaders will continue to complain that the Western world is shortchanging Africa. The Western world is not respecting Africa. They will be saying all of that. But behind the scene, for them to keep power, they have to live off this West. As, you know, their backer, like the guarantor, okay, do whatever you want. We'll do whatever we want as well. Okay? Just continue to lament, but you will not do anything about it. So they are like puppet that way. So the military were like, no, you know, they are like, they've been puppet to the West for a while. So they discovered that there is a new puppet master in town. And guess what? Russia. So Russia, that is now, I mean, it's not just now, it's been a while, okay? But somehow, these new guys in Africa, especially West Africa, they are finding their ways into the cozy comfy of Putin in Russia. I'm not going to say it's completely bad, because if they have been puppet to the West, America, UK, France, and all these places for decades, and they have remained poor, right? So if they choose to go to another puppet master, who they believe that will treat them right with much respect, it is still from one puppet master to another. Sure, you get? None of this, in my own view, is in the interest of the Africans generally. It's about the power mongers. Where can they get security, safety? If they want to face America, if they want to deny France, who is going to protect them? Who can protect them? That kind of the play. Sure, you get? That is what is playing out currently in Africa, if you don't know yet. Right? And these guys found their way to the comfy of Russia. Okay? That if anything, if wars come to us, Russia will not just give them arms and ammunition. Russia will even give them food, grains, and all that can help them. Buffer, because they are already poor. What kind of threat do you think the West is going to carry out on them that they are not already carrying out when they call themselves the friends of Africa? Do you get that drift? You are friend with America, you are friend with all these people, your resources have been exploited, right? You just talk about it. Africa is rich, but it's just the West. It's the neocolonialism and all of that stuff. Sure, you get, they are already poor. So what can you do? We'll sanction them. We'll stop giving you aid. Fine. Don't come and take our resources anymore then. France, we don't want you in our country anymore. So this is kind of a new trend where they are the new power bloc. You can say military. There are civilians among them too. They are not just military. There are civilians too, driving straight to Russia. Now, they are now kind of feeling like they are having choices, and the West can go and hang themselves. You know that in history of African leadership, whether it is democracy or dictatorship anywhere, you know the change of government in Africa, the involvement of the West, whether it's Coup
whether it's revolution, or whether it is war, whether all these things, the involvement of the West in them, you know what I mean? It's not new. It's been like, so what is it going to be again? So that's like declaring war on your colonial masters. Tell them to go to hell. So the division right now, which is the purpose of this conversation tonight, ECOWAS, there is a body of countries in West Africa. So they call themselves the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS. Now you see in these countries, right, you have those who are Portuguese speaking, you have those who are like French speaking, you have those who are English speaking in this part of West Africa. Now, based on their different colonial experience from their different colonial masters at the time, the ideology of balkanizing Africa, which came by to say, okay, you are Guinea, I am Nigerian, you are Ghanaian, you are South African, and the rest of that. And the same sense of you don't have to relate with yourself, kind of, you know, that they always like a push at the time. One thing that the West always have on Africa and the African leaders and their governments from time immemorial is the compromise on them, because they are mostly very, very corrupt, deeply corrupt. And where do they keep all their loot? They keep them outside their countries. Most of them are kept in some of these Western countries, or wherever else they are keeping their loot. You will still see the involvement of the West, their own agents, their own banks, and the rest of that involved in transferring the loot from the original countries. So this compromise is what always give the Western countries like America and UK the audacity to always threaten Africa with sanctions. Sanctions like, oh, we'll make you a pariah state. Nobody's going to give you money. Nobody's going to come and trade with you. But it's all lies, compromise. And because of this compromise, they always have their puppets and they always keep them in power. You will see fraudulent elections. You will see African leaders changing the constitution because they want to perpetuate themselves in power. And the West, whenever you see them visit any part of this Western country that talk about democracy, they always roll out red carpet for these same dictators until they feel like somebody else is taking the deal that they are taking from his country. Then they will turn against him. And it has always been like that. So in this case, for this West African, especially French-speaking West African countries like Mali, and then Burkina Faso, and Niger Republic, of course, they are saying to hell with the West. We are already poor. What can you do? What's the worst you can do? Then they turned east. Abi, where is Russia? We can say east, Abi. They looked up to the east. So with the assurance from Russia that if it comes to anybody coming after you, we will protect you. Whatever the deal is under the table, nobody knows. But the one on the surface is that Russia to the rescue, to hell with the West. We can change our government. We can kick out all of our puppet, African puppet presidents who are loyal to the West. Kick them out. And we take charge and we'll be loyal to the Russia. You see that? And for those of you who know that, in the last 1.5 years, or almost 2 years now, you see this Russia versus Ukraine versus, you know what I mean, NATO and all that. It has always been proxy war that somehow, I have said it, I said this earlier this year, I said the proxy war that you are seeing in Russia, Ukraine, and the rest, right? You are going to finally see it in Africa. And it seems they found their ally, Escobar, Kolu, Jaga Bandit, Jaga Addict, Jaga Wiri, Aṣíwájú àwọn olè, Aṣíwájú àwọn pickpocket, Aṣíwájú àwọn chancers. They found him. The Chicago trainee, or should we say Chicago trained Pablo Escobar. So, is the chairman of ECOWAS. As chairman of ECOWAS, Nigeria, as the chair of ECOWAS, big country, neighbor with the Niger. Oh yeah, Nigeria, Kamala Harris, the vice president to Joe Biden, phoned Kalu and said, listen, this is how it's done. You will see the handwriting. Oh, if I am lying, you can tell me. If I am kind of hallucinating, you can tell me too. Kamala Harris was like, hey, ho, yo, man. Not like that. That one is not right. Like she called him to say, listen, this is how it's done. Niger Republic, we know that they have planned coup there. They have removed their president. But you see these guys who just took over, we don't know them. And they have publicly come out to burn the flag of France. They have attacked the France, they have protested in front of the French embassy in Niger. So we can tell that they are listening to Putin. Remember the West African ECOWAS that did not see anything when Burkina Faso. Let me show you something on your screen. Just for the sake of, for optic. I mean, obviously they talk for optic sake. Let me show you this. You see these following African countries, right? They had their different coup at different times. Okay. Burkina Faso, they had their own they had their own coup in January 2022. Chad, they had their own coup since April 2021. Guinea, they had theirs since September 2021. Mali, since August 2020. Niger, which just happened in July, this past month. Sudan, which is currently at war, by the way, anyway. When you look at Burkina Faso, when you look at Chad, when you look at Guinea, when you see Mali, and then before Niger, you will see that they already have military rulers. So why is Niger different? The reason is because Niger is, I believe, the seventh country with the largest deposit of uranium. Uranium is very much used in manufacturing all this nuclear energy. The one where the stocks if them blew out, like all of us will just like that, we are gone. And that's okay. There's no point, no time of suffering or thinking, I think. Niger Republic has one of the largest deposits of gold in West Africa. But none of this has turned to riches, prosperity, or safety for their citizens. So why Niger? Because it's Russia. Now here is the handwriting. When Kamala Harris spoke with Tinubu, and with what Tinubu has been doing, you can tell it is so relative to the same pattern of what happened between Russia and Ukraine or NATO. Kalu called a meeting and said, listen, we need to take action. America wants us to take action. Listen to this. France wants us to take action against Niger. And they want it to be a collective action. And me, being the Escobar of Nigeria, I hold them that I need to do something. So, okay, what are we going to do? They now announced. Listen to this. They said, one, they give these coupists 7 days to return the man they removed to power. Okay? And return back to barracks. If they fail to do that, now they are going to place economic sanction on Niger Republic. So nobody will transact with Niger Republic in West Africa again. Nobody is going to give Niger Republic any support again. And finally, after the 7 days, West African soldiers, they are going to come into Niger Republic and they are going to remove that their leader. and reinstate the original democracy because it is the right thing to do. From that moment that they made that threat. Now, these people that they talk to, you see their face. Now, these guys that they talk to say they give them 7 days or else, Tinubu will bring soldier into Niger Republic. And Nigerian army, they said, we are ready and we are waiting for the order of the president. That is Kolu. Now, President Kolu now called the meeting of ECOWAS. Maybe he has forgotten that. Remember that time when Buhari said they wanted to borrow money? $6 billion. They want to borrow money in the name of Nigeria. They want to use Nigerian name to borrow money. And then build rail line from Kano to Maradi in Niger Republic. And Niger Republic will not pay a dime. Now, we now said the total trade between Niger Republic and Nigeria, because they partly use Nigeria as a transit route for some of their importation too, whatever they are importing to their country. So the trade between Niger and Nigeria in a year is put at $240 million. That's the total trade between Niger and Nigeria that you can see on record. Because you see, if you are in Katsina State, in Daura, where Buhari lives in Daura, Buhari's house in Daura, when Buhari is in his living room, he drinking his kunu or whatever in living room, front house, that is Nigeria. If Buhari go to the backyard to go and do something at the backyard, you see that backyard, now Niger Republico. Have you seen the border of Niger Republic and Nigeria before? Now wood, they demarcate the road. There is no border. That's the border. There is no border post there. So if you go to Niger Republic, the way they consider them, they are like the 37th state of Nigeria. So we said, how could Nigeria, you remember that time, how could Nigeria want to go and build rail line from Kano to Maradi? Two countries whose trade between them is less than $300 million. Nigeria want to go and borrow $6 billion to build rail line to them. What is the economic value? You remember? Do you remember that time? And we said that same money could construct the rail track from Lagos straight to the creek in Niger Delta. And all of those trucks that are falling off your road in Nigeria because they are carrying fuel or this and that on your road, you can actually move them on that same rail track. And within a year, that route, if Nigeria spend that $6 billion, that route will fetch Nigerian government over $10 billion in a year. You remember that time when we had that conversation? So, which economic sanction is Nigeria talking about? Which economic sanction against Niger is Kolu talking about? So they said they are going to stop giving Niger Republic electricity. I don't even understand that. Electricity for the poor country that their elite, only their elite uses the electricity, which I don't understand. Anyway, whatever economic sanction they want to place on Niger because of these soldiers, they have given them 7 days. You did hear? 7 days. Now those ones are now like, it be like say you the craze, Abi. You want to take us collect legitimacy in French, because they didn't say it in English. It was in French. It's like, if I say you the mad, Abi. Now you want to collect a trophy for your masters, Abi. If you make any move and your soldier enter the territory of Niger, you are sending them to their death. Because that would be incursion into the territorial integrity of Niger Republic. French love is all. Now French they take to talk. Du peuple de Niamey now die, suicide, die. And as they are speaking, same thing was coming from Guinea Conakry. People from where's the other one? Chad. People from this what do you call it? Mali, Burkina Faso. You come to die, you food, die. War new now war contra that is sunny. That's what they say. That now war they call they do any brag, you know. You people when if you fight Boko Haram. Ordinary Boko Haram for 10 years. You know if you fight them. You dey brag, you dey mad. You do come here, you die. That's it. In French. Oh, I'll show you. Because it will be like say they tried to crack you up or something. Serious story, yo. War. Kalu was talking about war. From where? With who? With what? So to Kano Jetty. We will go use to Kano Jet, go destroy Bokwari Kingdom. Eh? I don't know. But they said if you try them, do papue, do die. Straight. See.
Au nom de nos plus hautes autorités, j'ai l'insigne honneur de donner une lecture du communiqué conjoint numéro 001 du Burkina Faso et de la République du Mali. Communiqué dont la teneur suit. Les gouvernements de transition du Burkina Faso et du Mali ont appris par voie de presse les conclusions des sommets extraordinaires de la Communauté économique des États d'Afrique de l'Ouest, CEDEAO, et de l'Union économique et monétaire ouest-africaine, UEMOA, tenue le 30 juillet 2023 à Abuja, sur la situation politique au Niger. Les gouvernements de transition du Burkina Faso et du Mali, 1. Expriment leur solidarité fraternelle et celle des peuples burkinabés et maliens au peuple frère du Niger, qui a décidé en toute responsabilité de prendre son destin en main et d'assumer devant l'histoire la plénitude de sa souveraineté. 2. Dénonce la persistance de ces organisations régionales à prendre des sanctions aggravant la souffrance des populations et mettant en péril l'esprit de panafricanisme. 3. Refuse d'appliquer ces sanctions illégales, illégitimes et inhumaines contre le peuple et les autorités nigériennes. 4. Avertissent que toute intervention militaire contre le Niger s'assimilerait à une déclaration de guerre contre le Burkina Faso et le Mali. Je répète. 4. Avertissent que toute intervention militaire contre le Niger s'assimilerait à une déclaration de guerre contre le Burkina Faso et le Mali. Je répète pour une dernière fois. 4. Avertissent que toute intervention militaire.
Yeah. Eh? If Dupe down on a war. If you Dupe Niger, if you declare war on Niger, you are also declaring war on Burkina Faso and Mali. If Dupe Niger, if Dupe Burkina Bay and Mali. Wala new. And you see, war is not like you going somewhere to buy shawarma and complain that you found stone in it. War lead or digan in French. They even told the woman to even tell them, say, Emma, she mistake you. Emma, see, this one are puppet and puppeteer as well. You know, they do any kind of, if you do anyhow, you see anyhow, new. Listen to this other one.
23. Depuis le 26 juillet 2023, le peuple de Guinée, à sa tête le Comité national du Rassemblement pour le développement, CNRD, suit avec beaucoup d'intérêt l'évolution de la situation sociopolitique en République sœur du Niger, qui a conduit à la prise de responsabilité par le Conseil national pour la sauvegarde de la patrie, CNSP. Les autorités guinéennes rendent un hommage aux braves populations du Niger pour leur sens élevé de patriotisme et saluent l'esprit républicain et la maturité des forces de défense et de sécurité qui ont privilégié l'intérêt supérieur de leur nation en choisissant de se réunir pour trouver ensemble des solutions aux problèmes nigériens. Le CNRD reste convaincu que les nouvelles autorités mettront tout en œuvre pour garantir la stabilité et la concorde au Niger et dans la sous-région. Les mesures de sanctions préconisées par la CEDEAO, incluant une intervention militaire, est une option qui ne saurait être une solution aux problèmes actuels, mais entraînerait un désastre humain dont les conséquences pourraient aller au-delà des frontières du Niger. De ce fait, le CNRD s'abstient d'appliquer ces sanctions illégitimes et inhumaines contre le peuple frère et les autorités nigériennes et exhorte la CEDEAO à revenir à de meilleurs sentiments. La République de Guinée réaffirme par ce communiqué sa vision panafricaniste en apportant sa solidarité à la population nigérienne et en invitant les nouvelles autorités du CNSP à préserver l'unité et la cohésion nationale. Le CNRD souligne qu'une intervention militaire contre le Niger entraînerait de facto la dislocation de la CEDEAO. De même, les peuples frères du Mali, du Burkina Faso, du Niger et de la Guinée aspirent à plus de reconnaissance et de respect de leur souveraineté. Par ailleurs, le CNRD tient à préciser que les sanctions prises et les menaces proférées lors du sommet du 30 juillet 2023 n'engagent nullement la République de Guinée. Au moment où les jeunes populations de l'espace CEDEAO vivent un drame humain en Tunisie et dans la Méditerranée, la préoccupation des dirigeants de la sous-région
if you see any agbado here opening his mouth, wow, like the latrine, don't waste your time. They argue with them, okay? If they come here to abuse me, don't waste your time and replying them. Majority of them in jail or malokusi, they will soon pack them because they're gonna need people. You get that now? You know the poverty level in Nigeria and the unemployment. One of the more pronounced job that Kalu is going to give them, recruit into the army 50 million youth. What are they going to eat? Cassava, agbado, beans is grown here. You create demand and supply. Of course, the farmers will make more money. Even the funeral houses will make more money. Ask them in Lagos, atlas people. Time to recruit in lele, shele madini, and you will be mad to time to recruit in lele. Most of you, they will carry you go Niger. Now from that Niger, the worst case was they don't go even announce say they don't kill you. They go just say 300 Nigerian soldier, 200 Ghanaian soldier, Kenyan soldier have died. On my fear can number lasting. You want my boomy. 10 and 11 years. They couldn't defeat Boko Haram. Kalu fe fini bad scores. He won't take any Niger. You they see that woman. She don't look like a civil defense to you. It's a brotherhood. It's a brotherhood. La République, la respect. Can respect arawa. That's Pan-Africanism, la brotherhood. Let everybody respect you. You the answer to the West, with the answer to Russia. If you do anyhow, you see anyhow. If you declare war on Niger, World War III, they are waiting on Ukraine. If you start from Africa, behave. And I like that voice. I kind of like it. In that strong word, like because most of you are those who encouraged military coup in your countries. You abuse the electoral process. You subvert the will of the people. You tell them you make yourselves Lord and Savior like nobody can touch you. And when you do all of this, some other criminal guys who are with guns, they will hold you to your jugular and you start shouting democracy. Democracies are dangerous. Democracy is always a danger in the hands of you criminal politicians. Do you understand? So make una know they do any of this thing. So when they begin, you see, I'll tell you one thing. You know now they're asking people to come and register to join the army. Come and join army, or come and join police, or come and... You see, during the World War, it got to a stage that now they kidnap people. To the point that people, they intentionally, they go somewhere, break their leg, so they can be like crippled like that. Because they don't want to go to war. If they see you, people, they hide themselves. Now, so it will happen soon. Sure you get. Because all these Magnum guys, I've been waiting to call them from Russia. You get? Ajagun. We used to have them in Yoruba land. They call them mercenaries. Ajagun. What they do is that
your war is their war. If they say there is war in Lomé, Togo, you go see them there. They go to fight for one side. If they say there is war in China, you go see them there. They go to fight for whoever paid them. Their war is their war. And they all have these weapons that they want to dispose of. So before brothers kill brothers, they said tell Kolu to behave himself. Because back in their country right now, from what I have gathered, they are picking up all the politicians. Sure you get. They said they have arrested over 5,000 politicians. You get one of them that even went viral some time ago. And it was, they said it's the finance minister or finance commissioner or something. And the guy was crying. They said they were like, you need to tell us all you know about all of the shady deals that the government that they overthrown did while they were there, or you will be executed in 24 hours. That's an exaggeration. So there is no confirmation of that. Even the man, if he talk, for some reason, he was probably in shock that the power they were wielding and the people that were protecting them are the same people who have arrested them, locked them up for treason, and they're likely going to kill them. I mean, I'll cry too if I was one of them. Like, Omoikuti Deba you, and this is situation in Niger Republic, the place that call you want to send your children. Omo, if they grab you, you may not have a chance of crying like this.
Vous pouvez vous asseoir. Voilà,
For somebody like me, I don't really know what it is like. But somebody shared a story with me when they were going to Libya on the road to Europe, and they got caught. Almost like play. My boy, he finally discovered that those who caught them, they sold them off like slaves. They are now slaves. You are now slaves that they are selling them off like play. And those they felt like too weak to be sold, they shot and killed them right before their very eyes. And they were like, oh, my real. This one is not the escape. This one is not like the escape from Sobibo. Real film, they lay you when they survived it and they were sharing their story. You can only play it in your head because they don't hear your language. You don't hear their own. Here you get, you are from Nigeria, for example, and these guys are holding you. They are holding you and they are speaking. You don't even know what they are saying. Like, could do 400. Say 400 what? $400. 400 naira. 400 this. Short it a minute. Have they sold me? You could ask your fellow guys, I thought they were policemen that arrested us. No, they're not be policemen. No, they be people with people they catch slaves. So can't imagine if they catch you. Because say la pepue to Niger. He say, sorry, what do you say? Now, you couldn't defend and fight Boko Haram. Let me give you a quick backstory, which is also relative. For 8 years of Boko Haram, when Goodluck Egbere Jolantan was there, Niger Republic, Niger, and Chad, because they shared border with Nigeria, so their government, they were just milking the government of Nigeria. What's that? They will be telling the government of Nigeria to support and give them money in order for them to help crush the Boko Haram terrorists that are crossing over to Nigeria. They will help them stop them so they won't get to Nigeria. So that will reduce the influx of the terrorists. Here you get. This was during Jonathan's time. So under Jonathan, they were cashing out like that. But surprisingly, the terrorists were just pouring in. They were just pouring in. It was like Jonathan paid for their easy passage from these countries to Nigeria. Now, it got so bad that it cost Jonathan his presidency. Sure, you know, when Buhari came, it was easier, okay? According to what we have, there are millions of Hausas, millions of Fulanis who are from Nigeria, who are also living in Niger Republic. Like, they have been there. That's why they consider themselves as Nigerians as well. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so Buhari will build that relationship. So Buhari went from giving them security money in millions of dollars. They call it a regional, something like a regional agreement or regional security, blah, 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 blah. But instead of security to improve in Nigeria, it wasn't. But billions of your money ended up in the pocket of those rulers there. Long story. So, if you find your way in there right now, that you can no longer even fight a Fulani terrorist. Fulani, Hausa, Kanuri, Boko Haram. You can't fight them. You couldn't fight them for years. And they say they are moving you to Niger Republic to go and remove somebody who, to go and remove the military there. And you are sitting down, you are thinking, that sounds good. No? Let's go back to Nigeria. Because there is even more boiling there. Again, if you are just joining me, especially on Facebook or YouTube, it's going to be a long night. But before you forget, right, take a moment and like this broadcast, okay? So that once you do that, you don't need to do it again. Share it too. And, you know, you won't get so kind of soaked into this that you forgot. Thank you. Now, to the next one. Ladies and gentlemen, even the house, it no easy. Kolu, Jaga addict, Jaga bandit himself is kind of overplaying his card. Though. You see, you can use propaganda to rig election and put yourself in government. It's going to be very hard to use propaganda to continue to rule people who are already traumatized, impoverished. So they did something. And I want to say this to you quickly. I know a lot of you don't like to see him, but there are some things he said here. I want to kind of break them down, okay? For the sake of you, the brethren. Kolu have started using mouth to break meat. To break meat. Should I say using his mouth to divide the meat in the soup now? You know what I mean? I'll tell you. Remember that Kolu said, and he said he was bringing you palliative, okay, because of this subsidy stuff. And it's palliative. You should wait for them. It will cost 500 billion naira. Initially, it was more or less like an insult that he was going to give you, $10 to cushion the effect of the inflation and the high cost of living. But this time around, Kolu came around with, shall you get, youth, your own, for you, healthcare, what we are going to do about your own, this is that, take this one. But they did a trick. They decided in the process, in trying to make it look like Kolu actually has planned for you in the face of all of this. So what they have done is that they recorded Kolu with his teleprompter. Nothing bad in using teleprompter, okay? Like, just use it professionally. Hone it. Especially if you are actually speaking from your heart, that you are addressing something like for real, action, not just words. But you know that whenever Kolu is talking, you know now, that's why you don't like listening to him. Almost they recorded Kolu. They can't go use, instead of them to use ×1, which will make it look real a bit. You know that's the way we say when you want to fast forward. What I'm saying right now, yeah, I can edit it and it will start doing like and I will be saying everything though, but it will be like Maiyegun, dake now, dake. Maiyegun, dake, stop for a minute. Try and speak like, you know. They put Kolu on fast forward. Kolu can't they read like person where they say, I don't know, like you won't even read the newspaper like that. You won't read the news. Okay, maybe as a newscaster, yeah, like reading news, like it was so obvious. And that is the first red flag. Ladies and gentlemen, I have decided to cut them into pieces. The address from Kolu, or the address by Kolu to Nigerians on what he is planning to do. And I'm going to break them one after the other like that. Here you get. So in order for you not to feel bored, don't turn off your screen. Don't go to the toilet, okay, please. Don't go and do something. I want you to please sit there and let us go through this. Where Kolu and the empty lies are the things that some people are feeling. He has nothing for you. Yummy. See, I may not like your politics. Sure you get. Of course, I don't even like it. Okay? I mean, you always have your choice. That's life. Okay? You should have choice. You should be able to make your choice. It's your choice and all that. Nobody should persecute you for that. And you know what I mean? That's fine. But you know what is missing is that you will get right to choose anything you want. Some of you are not responsible. In fact, a lot of you are not responsible. You are so irresponsible, like the criminals you are choosing. When you choose them, when they begin to show you shege, you begin to look for excuses for them. You don't even have this. You don't even have the courage to speak out your mind against the choice you have made when you are already victim of that choice. I mean, that's irresponsibility. Hello. To say a place where we say if you are around me, instead of you coming to social media to come and defend them and all that, mama fuen ko shere ni. Ori iti you tete. Sir, how old are you, sir? I'm 63 years old. 63 years old, sir. No problem. If I am as stupid as you at your age, sir, it's a welcome development. What is the usefulness of the 68 years old? The head that you carry for 68 years, see no get sense. Can evaluate. Can you talk to your father like that? If my father is as stupid as you, sir, I will find a way to say it to him. Even though he's dead now, I will never find out anymore. But when he was alive, it wasn't that dumb. You don't have Agbalagba at home. We do. We just don't have Agbalagba like you at our house. If we do, a lot of us would have disowned them. Instead of them coming to the public to come and disgrace us. You know, that kind of thing like that. But look at yourself. Look at what they are doing to you. That's the point. Responsibility. Own it. I voted for this call. I regret it. It pained me. Hey, fine. That's okay. It is called buyer's remorse. It happens all the time. You see something you fancy, you get it and all of that. After a few days, you are like, why nobody know me? Why you know me? Why you allow me to do that? You know what I mean? Buyer's remorse. Or trying to find the excuses. Shut up your mouth, Maiyegun. You this or lay Yoruba. Can you any shape the problem to facing? What does whether Maiyegun is or Ali or Moko? Whether Maiyegun will come back home or Maiyegun will not come back home. Whether Maiyegun has respect or get respect. Baba, waiting that one has to do with waiting the ground. Go now. The more we talk one-on-one. That one go buy you for it. Tell me. All of this your concern, where you they abuse me for, because of those who have put you in all of this. Any of these abuses go buy you fuel, brother. It go reduce the culture exchange, exchange rate in Naira. If you abuse me, if abusing me can change all of that, Baba, but if you are sitting down there, Maiyegun, all God that's how you are going to complain for 8 years, Baba, I don't mind. When I saw una go suffer for 8 years too, I have seen it before. Pick your choices. He did there. When you pick them, be responsible. Not the point fingers. You this enemy. Baba, bumi dada. If he go change how much they go sell petrol for you, Baba, even myself, I go feel like I do charity. Seriously. You better come and abuse me. Call a cheaper. You better come and attack Maiyegun so that they can just, I mean, Toba saw anything. If he pays any bill, why not? But it doesn't. So, in reality, when all these choices you have made, when they come biting, I mean, like, impressing you going to buy a PC, like, Baba, more reason, like, after every, kilo impressing, you can't pretend, say, I don't pity you, tell you the truth, you get, nobody say I get any pity for you. You get for those of you who choose this. But I kind of feel for those of you who tried to stop them. You did everything. It's in 2015. That was a mistake. 2019, that was stupidity. About 2023, evil. You know, get any other name. Evil. Person will just won't finish you. And so, yeah, finish him. You know the Mortal Combat. All of them will see kept APC, whether because of tribe, whether because of religion, whether because of what they promised them, it doesn't really matter anymore. Baba na evil. Everybody just suffer am now. You see? Baba evil. Because the evil come hard. They say, even you, we do them, they suffer am. You can't tell yourself, Baba, now so you go complain for 8 years, you this Maiyegun. Baba, I don't mind. May you do 30 years. Here you get. May you do 30 years. Ask those in Cameroon. Yeah, Pobia. It can be your own Pobia. Kilo come. Sure. Okay, come here. I no lie you. Because somehow, right now, the reason why I haven't fancy coming to Nigeria is because I know I'm a poor person. I'm a poor man that is living within his means, and there's no way I go save 50 million naira or ransom because I won't go Nigeria. This is not applicable to everybody, but now waiting me at they suffer, they tell you. So fancy me. Go fancy me, but go 30 years, go back 40. If you not like, Mokuna even like, kind of, clone him, and it no matter. Orun ya born in, everybody go collect. Everybody. Ask those your uncles, those big men where you know for your own area. How then they cope right now? Everybody's level. Say, we don't see you for Kiniko yesterday. The place even dries. My brother. I mean, I don't go out much anyhow. I've been in this country, you said 70,000 naira to fill my tank. And before you know it don't finish. 70,000. I can't live like that, too. Everybody is feeling it. So, Emurasi. So, yeah, I feel for you. Those of you who try to stop them. But now that the calamity is here, everybody will get vaccinated, it's going to be a long journey, even though the tribunal today, by the way, they have concluded all the closing arguments, written arguments, and everything. Now we have to hear the dates in another few days now, or maybe weeks. The tribunal is going to announce the judgment day. You see all of this, expectation, hope, and all that. Blood will begin the rush again, Abi. But the day is going to come and gone. Until then, here is Kolu saying, I mean, you remember the red flag I told you? It's not going to be boring. No, it's not going to be boring. It's just going to be lying. And you're going to tell easily. But the first red flag is how they fast forwarded. And they make it look like it's just really like, you can tell. Like, number one, it didn't write it. Number two, it didn't dictate to those who write it. Number three, it doesn't even know everything inside it. Which means somebody wrote that and they gave to him and they edited the whole thing and they made him started sounding like a typewriter. But it's funny anyway. So don't expect anything much. Just laugh if you want to laugh. Or get angry. If now your own choice be that. Whatever you do, don't stand up. Please don't leave that seat. Call you, ladies and gentlemen, your president.
My fellow citizens, I want to talk to you about our economy. It is important that you understand the reasons for the policy measures I've taken to combat the serious economic challenges this nation had long faced. I'm not going to talk in difficult terms by dwelling on economic jargon and concepts. I will speak in plain, clear language so that you know where I stand. More importantly, so that you see and hopefully will share my vision regarding the journey to a better, more productive economy for our beloved country. For several years, I have consistently maintained the position that the fuel subsidy had to go. This once beneficial measure had outlived its usefulness. The subsidy cost us trillions of naira yearly, such as a vast sum of money would have been better spent on public transportation, health care, school, housing, and even national security. Instead, it was being funneled into the deep pocket and lavish bank account of a selected group of individuals. This group had amassed so much wealth and power that they became a serious threat to the fairness of our economy and the integrity of our democratic governance. To be blunt, Nigeria could never become the society it was intended to be as long as such small, powerful, yet unelected groups hold enormous influence over our political economy and the institutions that govern it. The whims of the few should never hold dominant sway over the hopes and aspirations of the many. If we are to be a democracy, the people and not the power of money must be sovereign. The preceding administration saw this looming danger as well. Indeed, it made no provision in the 2023 appropriation for subsidy after June this year. Removal of this once helpful device that had transformed into a millstone around the country's neck had become inevitable. Also, the multiple exchange rate, the system that had been established became nothing but a highway of currency speculation. It diverted money that should have been used to create jobs, build factories, and businesses for millions of people. Our national wealth was doled out on favorable terms to a handful of people who had been made filthy rich simply by moving money from one hand to another. This too was extremely unfair and is not acceptable. It also compounded the threat that the illicit and mass accumulation of money posed to the future of our democratic system and its economy. I had promised to reform.
I'm sorry, I know some of you will be like, it's boring. I told you, okay, he was going to lie. But he was talking about subsidy. He said he has always been in support of removal of subsidy because it's a waste. But you know that is a lie now. Have you forgotten 2012? Jonathan must go. 2012. It was organized by this guy and their progressive APC, Egbe, when they were ACN, I believe. Like, you never supported the removal. Okay, now I've supported the removal. Okay, now he's talking about some people who have been made filthy rich, that they are so rich, that they are security threats to Nigeria. But he failed to mention any name. Who are these guys? How come the president of Nigeria is so kind of a coward or so that he can't mention the name of those who have milked Nigerians? And they have pushed, he's putting the blame on the faceless, nameless oil marketers as the reasons why you are suffering. Because when he removed the subsidy, those people jacked up the price. Who are they? I mean, you don't go on no say who them be, and he's talking about them in lengthy written jargons. And he said, I'm not going to I'm involved in any economic jargons. Papa, you are saying jargons, man. You are not the leader of opposition party. You are supposed president of Nigeria. And you have people who have held Nigeria hostage. And Nigerians don't know their names. Of course, they know their names. For 8 years, when Buhari started paying trillions to himself and his friends in NNPC and all that, they started jacking up the number of the millions of liters Nigerians actually uses to what they are paying subsidy on. But they were paying it to some people. Their names and all of that money, where they went, should be on the table of this guy. But they are his friends. So they are playing on your own intelligence. It can be annoying, not just boring. And I want you to get angry, not bored. Here is the continuation.
The elite of the elite,
at this point,
you might call them. As we move to fight the flaws in the economy, the people who grow rich from them predictably will fight back through every means necessary. But we are ready. Our economy is going through a tough patch, and you are being hurt by it, I know. The cost of fuel has gone up. Food and other prices have followed it. Households and businesses struggling. Things seem anxious and uncertain. I understand the hardship you face. I wish there were other ways, but there is not. If there were, I would have taken that route, as I came here to help, not to hurt the people and the nation that I love so dearly. What I can offer in the immediate is to reduce the burden of current economic situation, which has imposed on all of us, most especially on businesses, the working class, and most vulnerable among us. Already, the federal government is working closely with states and local governments to implement interventions that will cushion the pains of our people across socio-economic brackets. Earlier this month, I signed 4 executive orders in keeping with my electoral promise to address unfriendly fiscal policies and multiple taxes that are stifling the business environment. These executive orders on suspension and deferred commencement of some taxes will provide the necessary buffers and headroom to businesses in manufacturing sector to continue to thrive and expand. To strengthen the manufacturing sector, increase its capacity to expand and create good paying jobs, we are going to spend 75 billion between July 2023 and March 2024. Our objective is to fund minimum of 75 enterprises with great potential to kickstart a sustainable economic growth, accelerated structural transformation, and improved productivity. Each of these 75 manufacturing enterprises will be able to access 1 billion credit at maximum of 9% per annum, with maximum of 60 months repayment for long-term loans and 12 months for working capital. Our administration recognizes the importance of micro, small, and medium-sized enterprises and the informal sector as the drivers of growth. We are going to energize this important sector with 125 billion. Out of the sum, we will spend 50 billion conditional grant to 1 million nano businesses between now and March 24. Our target is to give a minimum of 50,000 each to 1,300 nano businesses owners in each of the 774 local governments across the country. Ultimately, this program will further drive financial inclusion by onboarding beneficiaries into the formal banking system. In like manner, we will fund 100,000 MSMEs and startups with 75 billion. Under this scheme, each enterprise promoter.
Like I said, I wasn't expecting you to get off your TV or your device, but I understand. Thank you for those who stayed back. I'm not trying to torture you. I wanted to pick things from what he's saying, the Lori Ross. But did you notice something? Remember that time when I was like, why are you sharing money to people when you have this economic downturn? Now, why don't you give that money to businesses? At maybe 1% or 2% interest, or no interest at all, right? So that they will be able to stay in business and even employ people. You remember that time when we do say that here? I kind of repeated that many times when they were sharing all this money. Well, Kolu has now used mouth to divide the meat. We are going to give 1 billion naira to 75 businesses. I hope they give them the 1 billion to help them and their businesses to stay in business. Because the way things are going, a lot of them will be out of business before the end of the year. And a lot of you will be out of jobs before the end of the year as well. Sure you get. So yeah, I picked that. Then it was going to give 100 billion to MSMEs. Now Zobo. Even this one as Zobo. And they want to give this and that and all of that. Zobo too. But I still have something, I still have more to show you, but you are kind of so pissed right now. I still have other things to even piss you off more. Maybe I should give you something that will cheer you up. And then I'll bring what will piss you off. Kind of in good way, like piss you off in good way, not like piss you off. Okay. Let's go to the screening, where they are doing screening for Kolu's ministers. And in one of the scenarios, a guy is nominated as minister. One of the senators was surprised that the guy went to university with 2 credits. Sure you get. Like, and they were surprised that are you mad? Nishe quota system is a joke to you. Thank God I even had 2 credits. That was when a Dido senator, can you believe that Dido senator came out and he said that he passed the promotional exam to secondary school at the age of 3 years. Drama shall happen, dear Sha. I won't share that one with you if that's okay. Yeah, that's not too boring, but maybe now that I give you heads up, right? Maybe you can be in that mood. 2 credit university minister coming to come and resolve the Nigeria logjam. Let's go there for a break. I have another one. That is that of Wike. They did not even question him. He was there, he bragged for a few minutes, took a bow, and that was it. Wike. I mean, let's first start with this man.
Thank you very much, my very distinguished Senate President sitting as chair. Congratulations, Mr. Nominee. My name is Jimo Ibrahim Folonsho. I represent Ondo South Central District. I'm also a lawyer like yourself, about 32 years in the bar. Let me focus my question, Mr. Senate President, to the nominee on the state of insecurity. You are from Sokoto State, and you know that one of the major problems facing our nation today is challenges of insecurity. For example, let's take the issue of insurgency in one of the regions in Nigeria, which has gone the federal government $1.2 trillion. That is twice size of our GDP. The national GDP is $505 billion. In one insurgency, we have spent $1.2 trillion. Now, that is not East. This insurgency also distilled to other regions in Nigeria. If the Mr. President decides to make you Minister of Defense, for example, you do know very well that all efforts to solve this insurgency have been proven very stubborn to all solutions. For example, in the Northeast, the insurgency is now 20 years old and is still there. Now, how will you advise the Defense Ministry or our very loyal soldiers how to handle this insurgency problem? In Zamfara this morning, there were attacks on about 300-something people. Now, this is just repeating itself across the country. As Minister of Defense, Mr. Nominee, how will you advise the President, who has spent 2 times of Nigeria economic size in fighting one insurgency in one region out of 6 regions in Nigeria, and insurgency still percolating and distilling to the entire Nigerian nation? Thank you very much. At least I have asked my question.
Distinguished Senator Abba.
Mr. President, I am Aminu Abbas, Adamawa Central. Mr. President, I want to plead with distinguished senators, if there is no objection, we should allow the nominee to answer the 2 questions asked and take a bow and leave, because he served as a member also in the State Assembly and even as a Deputy Speaker of Sokoto State Assembly. Mr. President, I am on the floor, please. I am on the floor. I say if the distinguished senator hold no objection. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Thank you, Mr. President.
SARS. Sitting as chair of the House of the committee, I noticed that my name is Shoaib Afolabi Salisu. I represent proudly the good people of Ogun Central. The nominee has masters in energy security management, and you also serve as Honorable Commissioner for Energy Development in Sokoto State. There's a near consensus that our country is going through energy crisis. What will you do as a member of Federal Executive Council to ensure that the energy requirement of this country that will allow small and medium-scale enterprises to grow, that will allow for improved quality of life, that will also ensure that Nigeria attains its full potential? What will you do? what will your background with masters in energy security, how will it help the country?
Dismissed Senator Orwell.
Thank you, Mr. President. The nominee, first I want to congratulate you upon your being nominated by the President to be part of his cabinet. And I've taken time to go through your resume. I would like you to go back to your academic qualifications. I've been looking for your school cert. I saw one. You sat for 5 subjects with 2 credits. I don't know how. I want to imagine that you still have another to bring. If not, I would want you to explain how you got into university with that. Thank you.
Yes, the nominee.
Your Excellency, Mr. President of the Senate, principal officers of the Senate, distinguished senators, I would like to answer these questions from the last one, if the Senate permit. Sir, on the issue of qualification, I have other secondary school results which I have all passed that I have not attached to my CV because we are talking of secondary school certificates. And I want to remind distinguished senator, which I know he very much know, that the qualifications of secondary school certificate as enshrined in the Constitution, you can stand for an election up to the presidential election. So I didn't bother you with much certificates, but I know I have the qualification for that. Okay, sir.
You are saying that you chose what to give to the Senate. You chose the qualification to bring before the Senate because of the constitutional provision that a secondary school certificate is what is required to stand for election. You are not coming to stand for election. You are coming to be a minister of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. So which are the other certificates you concealed? Which are the other certificates that you did not put in your CV?
Excellency, sir, the certificate of secondary school is there and other certificates of other qualifications are there. What he is asking me is I sat, my first sitting was secondary school certificate with 2 credit passes. And what I'm trying to say is that I have sat for another examination and I have passed, but I don't want to attach another qualification because
Alaye just say quota system, there's this quota system. But I have sat for another one, which I didn't attach. I can quickly get that from my team right now before we leave this building. I'll show you that, okay? That's normal, Abi. You sit for Wike, you sit for NECO, you sit for this and that before you make your 5 credits, Abi. For some people, not all of us smart that much with book. Just say, Mr. President, it's a quota system. 2%, two credits. I was even the best from Shokoto with 2 credits.
But this is not even like a slight on the Sokoto people. I'm not even trying to mock them. This is a fact too. Baba, for the past 4 or 5 years, Sokoto state government has failed to pay the Wike fee of all the qualifying students from Sokoto State. If your family no get money to go and pay for the Wike, register you. For Sokoto State, forget it. At first, when the children sat for the examination, 2 times, Wike have to sort of withheld their results. They didn't give them results. The last 3 years, they did not even conduct Wike in Sokoto at all. So if somebody from Sokoto who has been a rep member, he has been a House of Assembly member, he has been commissioner, he has been deputy speaker, he has been almost everything. So maybe later he sat for it. I don't know. He probably never cared. But why wouldn't he attach that? That's what they're asking him. I'll go show you that of Wike. Have you seen that of Wike? I'll go show you. Like I said, don't get angry. Okay. Now I'm asking my friends on YouTube. As usual, we are over 3,000 on YouTube. Okay. But only 900 of you have paid your offering. Even though I am not Ogun, but at least you know what that means. Take your moment, leave the chat room. Okay, if you haven't done that, leave the chat room, like the broadcast. You can take it to 1,500. You don't want Maiyegun to protest. I can protest too. Like I can declare a protest right now and say, okay, you know what? All of us just sit down here to look at ourselves. Maybe they count them. If the thing don't reach 1,500, we'll continue. But that will be boring. And I promise not to make your night boring. Let's go see Wike. His own interview or his own screening to be minister. Before the D-Day, Wike was already enjoying the horror of the minister. Person we talk saying get malaria for PDP. That they ask him go join go carry cancer stage 4 in APC. God forbid, God forbid, God forbid. But they don't change.
Job. And I thank Mr. President for nominating me. I believe, knowing how hungry Mr. President is to solving the problems of Nigeria, we have no choice but to give him that required support. And I can assure you, if I'm confirmed, in whatever capacity, Mr. President will not regret nominating me for this job.
Oh, yeah. Go. Is the full screening. You can enjoy it if you like. Laugh if you have to. But don't get angry that much.
His Excellency, former Governor of Rivers State, Nyesom Wike, to the hallowed chambers of the Senate for a screening. We just want you to give us a brief resume of yourself and anything you think the Nigerian public does not know yet, which you want to reveal. So the floor is yours.
Go ahead. Mr. Senate President, Deputy Senate President, and Principal Officers of this hallowed chambers, distinguished senators, Mr. Senate President, with the kind permission, can I especially recognize my senators, my 3 senators, Senator Barinadan Piggy, Senator Dr. Ipalibo Harry Banigo, Senator Olwell Onyesu. Thank you for that privilege. Mr. Senate President, my name is Ezenwo Nyesom Wike. I'm from Obiabo local government of Rivers State. I've had my education in Rivers State from primary school to secondary school. I went to the University of Port Harcourt and had my first degree in political science and administrative studies. Thereafter, I went and served my National Youth Service in then Gongola State, now Adamawa and Taraba State. I came back, proceeded straight to Rivers State University, where I had my LLB law, and then proceeded to Nigerian Law School when it was in Lagos, and then was called to the bar. After my call to the bar, I had a brief stint in practice with ECOWAS and co-senior advocate of Nigeria. Thereafter, I came to follow politics and then contested for the chairmanship position of Obiabo local government in 1999. I won as chairman and then as a second time chairman. Of course, Nigerians know the importance of Obiabo local government as far as this country is concerned. Thereafter, I became the national president of Association of Local Governments in Nigeria, and I represented Africa in Commonwealth of Local Government. After that, I became the chief of staff to the government of Rivers State in 2007. Thereafter, I became a minister of state education and then became the supervisory minister of education. In 2014, I resigned and went to run for the governorship of Rivers State. I became the governor of Rivers State in 2015. Again, I recontested in 2019 and won. To the glory of God, I served out my tenure May 29, 2023. As governor, it's on record in this country. Everybody will attest the fact that I changed the landscape of Port Harcourt. It's on record. In 4 years, I constructed 12 flyovers in 4 years. Not by any contractor, but Jealous Beggar Nigeria Limited. One of you, Mr. President, will attest to the fact that you have even come to Rivers State to commission projects. Eminent Nigerians in both, it does not matter which affiliation, whether you're a politician, whether you're not a politician, whether you belong to Party A or you belong to Party B, all have come to Rivers State to commission projects. And I can tell you, what is important, there's no thing like magic. What is important is what passion do you have? What commitment do you love your people? And I can say, as a governor, then, in my 4 years, in the second tenure,
Sorry about that. The audio kind of would delay because of the stretch of the video. That was really Wike. He was talking about his achievement as governor, this or that, and possibly it will function well as Tinubu's Julius Baja. I mean, like walk or something, you know. I don't think it ended there, right? Here is other parts. Sorry if it's annoying. There's another one I'm going to share with you. That one is even funnier.
In my 4 years, in the second tenure, I've never left my state and slept outside my state. I've made sure that I'm in my state to take the challenges, to solve the problems of my people. And that's why when I was living like a hero. They escorted me home, where women brought out their wrappers and laid on the ground and said, march on the wrapper, welcome our son. You have done very, very well. Till 27th of May, while I was living 27th of May, Mr. Senate President, I was commissioning, I was flagging off a project. This thing can be achieved if you are committed, if you have passion for the job. There are so many people who want to be minister, who want to be governor, for the sake that I was a governor, for the sake that I was a minister. But there are those who say, look, what do I want to offer am I committed to this job? And I thank Mr. President for nominating me. I believe, knowing how hungry Mr. President is to solving the problems of Nigeria, we have no choice but to give him that required support. And I can assure you, if I'm confirmed, in whatever capacity, Mr. President will not regret nominating me. Thank you, and God bless you.
Distinguished colleagues, before you is a man that needs no introduction. His Excellency, Governor Emeritus Nyesom Wike. Even as he was speaking, you could see the passion. You could see the love that he has for this country. Your Excellency, I was one of those who commissioned projects during your tenure when you were governor. So we welcome you, but this is the Nigerian Senate. And one of the things that the public worries about is that sometimes we play more politics with our voices. But when we get into office, we close the door against Nigerians. Will you be open? Will you have an open door policy so that all Nigerians can access you, even the poor, those with problems? Will you also be in a position to allow proper oversight of whichever ministry is given to you by legislators? Because those are the things that concern us. Being accessible to the people that you are meant to serve, and also allowing proper oversight for accountability. Deputy Senate President, do you have a question for this nominee? Otherwise, we tell him to take a bow and go.
Mr. President, my distinguished colleagues, my name is Barrow Jibrin. I represent Kano North in this Hallowed Chambers. Mr. President, when I visited River State some time back, when the president of this country went there to commission some roads and other projects, I saw what the nominee did in Rivers, the legacy projects he executed. In fact, I was thinking that I missed my way. I thought I was not even in River State. I thought I was out of the country because of several overhead bridges I saw and the wonderful projects he executed in the areas of education, health care delivery system, and judiciary, and several other areas. So I'm beginning to see that if you have this kind of person as governor in several states in this country will change. So my question is this: the wonderful work you did in Rivers, are you going to replicate that in any ministry that you find yourself when after you've been cleared to be a minister?
You get the drift. The gathering of hawks, the gathering of thieves, and it is just a role play. This same time, 8 years ago, it was Amechi that did the miracle, money and the rest, for Buhari's APC from that part of Nigeria then. And that was how he was being eulogized, praised, and all, you know. But when they were done with him, Amechi is absolute nothing today. Like, almost nothing. But just a crickets, political crickets on the sidewalk. So it is the turn of Wike to shine.
He's got bridges. But there's something you should give to him. Oh. If you are hiring somebody, if you are hiring people for work and you want them to sell themselves to you in order to give them the job, I mean, somebody like Wike can actually have me sold off on the spot. I will just, because of his energy, because of all of that. But I even say if I don't know him, let's say river status is not like abroad, Abby. Wow. Bridges here and there, flyovers. Anyway, he sold himself. I built 12 bridges. I built George's quarters. I did it, you know. Well, is that not what you have to do? You know? So yeah, he's going to be a minister. And then you know what is called the gathering of the ox? You will find out, don't worry. But you go tell everybody. For now, enjoy the vibe and the inshallah. Vibes and inshallah. So how you dey cope for this Niger Abana vibe and inshallah? Or are you not manage for this place? Baba, long story. Now vibes and inshallah. Everything na cruise. Until Omolomo te first suffocate. This one don't be cruise. I think saying a cruise. Are you sure you are in pain? True. Are you in pain? I'm in pain. Don't be cruise, Baba. I think saying a cruise. Because everything a cruise. Vibe and inshallah. But let us leave the drama of screening for a moment and use this opportunity to give you a short update on this dear tribunal. Then I'm going to go to the next thing. Today, Atiku and Obi, Tifnumbu and Shetima, they submitted their final written address, and also they argued on what the tribunal should do. Now, from the grapevine, Atiku is asking the tribunal not only to sack Tifnumbu, he must be disqualified, and a new election that will comply with the Constitution of Nigeria and your electoral acts. So they want the tribunal to do that, which means if the tribunal do that, the rerun and declare a rerun, it is going to be between Atiku and Obi. But Peter Obi on his own part is asking that based on the evidence available, it is not just 18,000 polling unit results were completely blank, no results, no nothing, 18,000. There were others which are 33,000 mutilated results, unreadable results. Now, if you had 18,000 plus 33,000, that is 51,000 polling units, where based on the evidence, results presented by INEC, the bottom line right now is INEC might have declared Kolu winner and a certain number of votes allocated to him. But the truth of the matter is this: INEC cannot prove that number. They can't even present evidence how they arrived at that. But INEC is saying, and then Tifnumbu's lawyers too, that no matter what the way the election is conducted, all right, the court should legitimize it, because by law, only the INEC can declare anybody winner, okay? That even though they didn't present witnesses, but they didn't present witnesses, they didn't present any evidence of how Tinubu won. So they said, in their own way of defense, they decided to use the words of the witnesses presented by PDP and Labour Party, to use the evidence presented by Labour Party and PDP as their own defense too. That is allowed in law. For example, according to them, they said Peter Obi's witness, one of the witnesses who actually confirmed that nothing was wrong with the IRF system. It was deliberately turned off for the presidential election results. Okay? According to Shittiman and Tinubu, even though they have no evidence that nothing was wrong, that something was wrong, but they are going to rely on the person who said nothing was wrong. And they'll just want the court to throw out that witness and this evidence because he is a member of Peter Obi's campaign team. So because he's a member, every evidence he presented, none and void. That's what they're asking the court. Yes, we did not present evidence to counter them, but we can tell you some of their own witnesses and and their own evidence, you cannot use them because we believe that this one is a friend. So the petitioner, when it comes to the citizenship of Guinea, Tinubu of Guinea, or Tinubu Guinea, or Guinea Tinubu, right? That means Tinubu is also a citizen of another country, right? By law, you can be citizens of any other country. You can be dual. You can contest to be a senator, even be a governor. But Nigeria law says, if you are interested in becoming president of Nigeria and you have dual citizenship, you have to go and renounce one. Like you have to do it and say, hey, I am renouncing this citizenship. I don't want it anymore. If you are British, if you are American, you have to renounce them, drop them. So if you don't, you have disqualified yourself. And what Olani Kwekun is now saying, you're reminding the court is that, listen, that passport that proved that Tinubu is a Guinean is true. He is a Guinean. In fact, he was a Guinean. But that Guineanship or Guinean citizenship expired in 2020. Now, if you look at the passport expired in 2020. And that was not even like, are you mad? Show, okay. Come here. Show, all right. So if I have a Nigerian passport right now, and then it expires, does that mean that my Nigerian citizenship has expired? If that is the case, a lot of us are probably stateless right now. We don't get any citizenship. Well, how did this one become a lawyer? A son? Sand? Or Sandalili? That's one thing about the obedient. They're mad, gone. The obedient, whenever they see Festus or Frostus Otobokeyamo, even if Frostus Otobokeyamo come out and say, good morning, my fellow people, the obedient will bombard him. Shut up your mouth, fake news merchant, Sandalili, Sandfili, Sawdusty. Which one be this or which sand be this or sand? Anything, Sandalili. Woliola no kwekosho madini. How can a citizenship expire because a passport expires? Who be this person? San, senior advocate of nuisance or nonsense. Anyway, it depends on your court. Remember I told you that what they are relying on is technicality. Okay? Technicalities like, oh, Peter Obi is not a member of Labour Party. Oh, Peter Obi's witness is also a member of Labour Party. So everything is said, no, we don't. That means this case is, throw it out. Anyway, finally, may I show you the courtroom video? It was first at Coup. I think it came in this convoy. I cannot readily confirm that this video was today. I kind of believe that those who uploaded it today wanted you to see what it feels like, that whether it's president or no president, Atif could not live like, say, him be your president anyway, or living like a president. Now, whatever you are facing with Kolu, if they disqualify Kolu and declare Atiku, you are going to welcome to under Shege Pro Max. You have no idea. This was the grand entry at the Tribunal, I believe, today.
One, sir. Jando. Yes.
Just like I said, I cannot readily verify that, but I can verify this one, that Atiku had to come to the final submission by himself today. And this was inside the courtroom. Just for the view. That was Atiku's team and everybody in there. Somebody said that, recently they nearly assassinated him, right? They wanted to kill him. So, yeah, Boko Haram guys, they wanted to bomb his school, his private school. And they also wanted to bomb his house and kill him. They arrested him. So, yeah, he's probably going to enjoy those security for some reason. What happened to Peter Obi? That one, we know even they, get all this security, all this cars, everything. The guy just a waka like say, more obedient. I can only imagine what it is like for some of you if you feel like so kind of into this Nigeria madness that is unfolding. You'll be like, you need to protect Obi. You need to Chimamanda was on ground too. And this was the final written address, argument, submission, blah, 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 blah. Because after today now judgment remain. If you hear breaking news, the tribunal judges has given a date that they will deliver their judgment. Just know, say that judgment, they are probably reading it in the asshole rock already before all of us go see them. Or maybe whether judiciary, sharing. Maybe they will do the right thing. Because, say, if the judiciary say, for technical reason, no case against Kolu, like 100%, all of you will be like, no, that's very corrupt, Abi. The only judgment we go work for some of you is for the court to declare Obi winner, Abi. For the mechanity, is for the court to declare Atiku winner. Any judgment contrary to all of this,
Zobu ni omo, we don't go agree. Oh. I you go agree. So let us be honest. All of you say we are waiting for judiciary. We are waiting for judiciary. Omo, what are you waiting for? Tell me, go, one on one. What are you waiting for? To declare Obi winner or nothing else. You are talking, Abi. To declare Atiku winner or nothing else. Okay. Technicalities in the moment low. Unfortunately, technicalities. If they won't come finish everybody, if they won't finish everybody, they'll come confuse everybody more by saying the election was mad with serious complication and all that, even though they may not be totally enough to call off the result and all that, but for the sake of Kinekon institution and all that, they are ordering that there should be a rerun election. There should be a rerun election. Now that one go come create confusion. When I go come, they ask yourself, make court come explain who and who go for rerun. Is it 3 of them again? Or not 2? What happened to this and that? You know, that kind of confusion. They will say, okay, yeah, no worry, no vex. Hey, everybody calm down. Wait for Supreme Court. Some of you go they wait again. Make Supreme Court come and explain what the tribunal said. Confusion. See, I know. I mean, you guys have you have this coping mechanism to strong. Man, I don't like you. A lot of you are very strong. Me, wake up, go to bed every day, hoping that something like a miracle will come from the coven. Miracle from the coven. Baba, I'm very sure. I am so confident. I say, you mean like a confidence it's in you? Shall share, sir? Like, I'm not mocking you, but I know just get time. I have seen enough. You know, when you see shege, when you see dubious people and what they have done, and you can imagine what they can do, Baba, you know, go get one small kind of tiny vein in you to even entertain, say something good will come out of them. But it's all right. It's fine. We are coming close. Things are coming to So Peter Obi's security, Peter Obi's case, it's like pretty much like is on top of it. I'll put it that way. So today he was also in court, probably to give the moral booster to his legal team. Then Chimamanda was there too, and his vice, Dati Ahmed. Just briefly. So the whole thing and all of that have come to an end. Now it's going to be for the judges to now write their judgment. There are 5. Okay? To answer all prayers or reject any prayer, they would have to go and write their judgment one after the other. Like they will write all of that, 5 of them. Now, if they have a unanimous decision on each case, they will read them out. If they don't have a unanimous decision as well, you will read about that, and maybe it's going to be 3 against 2. For example, the head of the tribunal has other 4 members. Now, if 2 says Tinubu should be disqualified, another 2 says the case against him should be dropped. That means that's a tie. The head of the tribunal would have to break the tie. So if the head of tribunal side with those who said there should be a rerun, there will be a rerun. So in their judgment, they will now talk about who is going to be disqualified or if all of them are going to, whatever. But you kind of should know where the pendulum will swing. I mean, you can predict it. Predict it so that probably you will just have to enjoy the shock when your prediction doesn't go. Me, I'm waiting for that shock. I haven't sort of, like, that shock, the shock of when I would go live, I would just be like, and everybody will be like, Maiyegun, we told you, the God of Kiniko, and I say, I agree with you. God bless you. That shock, that's what I'm waiting for. Or if their tribunal come out and say, technical Kiniko, I'm sorry if you see my face that day without much shock. Don't think I'm kind of inhuman when you see that day. Because I will be like, I'm not surprised. None of this surprises me. It's not because I find it good predicting them, because it's nothing to actually predict anyway. It's just that people are trying to avoid believing what the end goal will be by kind of creating an alternative scenario so that they won't have to worry about the end of where this is headed. But I don't want to create alternative scenario. I want you to see the event that is happening, the actors, so that you yourself will not have to create any alternative scenario, right? You'll be able to say, well, this is what they are doing, or this is where this whole thing is going. Maybe if we are worried enough, we can stop them, because that's where we are still going. Ability to be able to stop them, the strength in numbers to be able to stop them. We will stop them if you know why we have to. That's what I'm doing. Okay, it is. It was our local, from our local to any Lomo. Now everybody is in touch now, Or talking about any Lomo. I heard that some of them are now saying, imagine an Agbadomite or Agbadorian, Lagos Abobaku or Oshogbo Alimajiri, or maybe the crumb beater, crumb chaser, Aslika, or Raisa, or these guys alone. Things are touching everybody that they are now feeling like, you know what, Akabi must do fast, bring this palliative quick, we want to, if not, make Tribunal do something, maybe Tribunal should do something, Kiloko Agbadorians with Tribunal. Omitik ben you was snail lenu. You don't say snail mouth na front today. You can't open the mouth because you realize snail, how omitik ben you work lenu. How water take enter your mouth? We don't see you open mouth na from back. Things don't change you. Oti do you and they you. Like Olu said. But some are still very much headstrong. They are hoping. I just know that Asiwaju will succeed. And that's why Asiwaju has told you, wait till 2024. I'm sorry to annoy you again. We need to go back to that charade. There are a few things there I want to talk about too. Please.
Cultivation of 500,000 hectares of farmland and all year-round farming practice remain on course. To be specific, 200 billion out of the 500 billion approved by the National Assembly will be disbursed as follows. Our administration will invest 50 billion each to cultivate 150,000 hectares of rice and maize. 50 billion each will also be earmarked to cultivate 100,000 hectares of wheat and cassava. This expansive agricultural program will be implemented targeting small farm holders and leveraging large-scale private sector players in the agri-business with strong performance record. In this regard, the expertise of developed financial institutions, commercial banks, and microfinance banks will be tapped to develop a viable and appropriate transaction structure for all stakeholders. Fellow Nigerians, I made a solemn pledge to work for you, how to improve your welfare and living conditions. It's of paramount importance to me, and it is the only thing that keeps me up day and night. It is in the light of this that I approved the infrastructure support for the states. This new infrastructure fund will enable states to intervene, to invest and reinvest.
70 years old man. Is that you? Jesus is Lord. Is that you? 70 years old man.
Jesus is Lord. Jesus.
He carry me, they go. Kolu carry me, they go. Abe carry me, they go, my man. But where again? Carry us, they go, your promise land. Papa, Emaje, Pirigidiya. What he is saying there is that 50 billion for 100 acres of land, Emagbe rice. 50 billion for 100,000 acres of land, Emagbe cassava. Cassava garia newa. So when he was telling you then, Kolu, when he said, recruit, Omo, 80 li obinifin gbo oro. In Ijebu, oro. Na 80 obinifin gbo 80 obinifin gbo oro. Wo fere, wo ku fere. 80 le ma fi gbo owo yen. You have heard billion. Okoton ko yin lo leleyi. Want to sign signal yin for a while. I will repeat it.
And we are competing with armed robbers and the bandits to recruit from the youths who are unemployed. 33% unemployed. Recruit 50 million youths into the army and the other thing. Take away from their recruitment source. What they will eat? Cassava, agbado, corn in the morning, yam in the afternoon. It's growing here.
Demand and consumption. Here you get. Demand that is going to lead all of you out. He was in Benin Republic earlier today, by the way. Because they say Benin Republic, they do independence. And since Talon, that's Talon beside him, the guy that is holding Sunday Igboho, that's him. Not the one in the middle, the one next to the one in the middle, that's Talon. That is the one holding Oloye Sunday Igboho in Benin Republic. Now, as part of the West Africa, he is also leading the Benin soldiers to Niger Republic. Talon was there in Abuja earlier, by the way.
That is what is here.
Let's even leave that aside. NLC told Nigerians they were going to go on strike. We must have national strike. This hardship is too much. Kolu did not respect us. He doesn't care. He doesn't give a damn. The way they even talk to us, blah, 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 blah. I said they are lying, Are you with me? They no get delivered to call any strike against Kolu. It's not going to happen. Not the way they will do it. And Kolu was like, hey, what you are doing is illegal. You cannot go on protest because of what I just did. You are members of Labour Party. Okay? You call yourself NLC, Nigeria Labour Congress. So, you are also a member of the Labour Party. Therefore, your party candidate, Obi, said he was going to remove subsidy too. And you supported him that he should remove it. So you cannot protest against me. No, you can't. Yes, we can. No, you can't. Yes, we can. No, you can't. So they were doing that for the past few days. Yesterday, Bajabia Mole and Sudoku, Rebadu, sorry, I said Sudoku. Sudoku is a game, Abi. There's a game called Sudoku. Anyway, that's what came to my mind. Anyway, so yeah, Bajabia Mole and Sudoku, Rebadu,
they met with the labor. Already change you. Konisi strike. Listen to them.
Excellency, please, can we know the outcome of the meeting today?
We've been locked behind closed doors for a couple of hours. We had a good meeting. Issues were thrashed out on the situation in Nigeria today, in terms of the issues centered around government intervention on the situation in the country. And we agreed to adjourn till tomorrow. As you know, Mr. President is making a national broadcast today, anytime from now, actually. And based on what we anticipate that Mr. President will be telling Nigerians, we decided to adjourn this meeting till 12 noon tomorrow, before, I guess, Labour can decide whether or not they want to continue with their protests on Wednesday. But we believe that after tonight's broadcast, the President will speak to all the issues. He will roll out his interventions, and needless to say, we believe any reasonable person will tell you that at that point there will be no need for any protest.
What are some of the assurances the government give to the organized labor in view of their demands?
Well, I think we should just tarry a while and hear Mr. President out tonight. But I believe that essentially most of the issues will be addressed tonight. Yeah, I think the NSA is also here. He can speak to some of the.
Thank you very much. Well, the meeting was an opportunity for us to appeal to the labor leaders, and by extension to Nigerians, that we are facing difficulties and challenges, not our making. We inherited a very bad situation. Most of the problems that people are talking about is not the creation of this government. This government is barely 2 months old, 60 days, and since we've been facing these difficulties and challenges. We have a president, a listening president, an engaging president, a president who will want to have a conversation and react. And he's doing that. He's really, genuinely, honestly doing it. So what we are talking and what the appeal that we are making out to, just not the leaders, all Nigerians, please understand what is going on. Please give us that support that is needed and required. We are working. We are trying to change things. We inherited a very bad situation. We are trying to stop those horrible things that we witnessed in the past. We are trying to stop the killings, stop the attacks of the trains, stop attacks of our prisons, stop what they are doing, stop bandits, stop Boko Haram, ISWAP, and also the problem of our own neighbors across. We have huge challenges. We want to appeal to Nigerians. Please, give us a chance. Give us an opportunity. We are working. You have a working president, and he's saying, give him chance. We intend to be honest with what we are doing. We intend to be transparent.
What's going on, Chere? What's going on, Chere?
Everybody ti proposer. Yes. Everybody ti proposer. Everybody ti proposer. Yes. Everybody ti proposer. Everybody ti proposer. Yes. Everybody ti proposer.
Everybody ti proposer. Yes. Few years back, Sudoku was chasing Pablo because of his corruption. And when Pablo finally captured Sudoku, there's this saying in Yoruba, Agugo mole kolo kolo kota. Sudoku is from Adamawa. Akuko mole yani akuko Adamawa. Kolo kolo body lawn. Baba, before you know it, a person will send the criminal to jail. ended up as he ended up as the presidential candidate of the criminals political party. Irony of life. Today, Sudoku didn't become a president of Nigeria through Kolu. Kolu is the president. Sudoku is now the NSA. Sudoku is now telling people about Ribadu. That's his name. Ribadu is now kind of telling people about the insecurity they are fighting. This one they are fighting. That one they are fighting. The president is caring for them. Blah, 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 blah. Ribadu. Because now smart thing now, before you know, people go to be like, what is wrong with you, Maiyegun? You just changed the name. I can no longer even call him Ribadu anymore. I just call him Sudoku. There are some people who come here and say, I beg, who is Sudoku? Which one is Sudoku again? Different names, they just come. They don't really have to match. Sure you get. So don't take it personal. You know? You see, when you hear Buhari, some will say, why don't you just say Buhari? And I'm like, I know. I wish I could. I ask myself same thing, like, why can't I just say Buhari, Bokuwari? Why can't I just say Buhari, Bokuwari? So a lot of people are now like, Buhari. Say, but why don't you just say Fashola? Why do you call him Saleko, Barack Obama? Or you get that one has so many names, okay? Ajangbadi Albert Einstein, Inspector Fash, Sherlock Holmes of Orile Agege, or Orile Agege Sherlock Holmes. Or First Stack 007, or what do you call the Agbara side? Agbara 007. That's Fashola like that. Pastor Ruga, that is Oshimbade. A lot of you probably will be like, why don't you just call him Oshibajo? I mean, just don't spoil it. Just say Oshiba. Say, about so mad in it. Mama wine me oh. Not they wine me oh. That's how I want to call them. Sure you get. It took me a while, you know, to be able to actually remember them. Fake Pastor Ruga, Ikene Shatabandu, Agbuwori Babaoja, special advisor to Bokuwari on condolences visits, burial arrangement, or trader money. And that is the one and only Pastor Ruga. Why don't you just why are you asking me that question? Like, why me? We have names for a lot of them. And the moment you feel uncomfortable because of those names, we know you are a closet ass licker, crumb eater, or crumb chasers, or rice. And for those abroad, we call those ones the Bele lecturers, the Mumu lecturers, the Mumu Madus, Abrodian, Abobakus. The names are good. Just don't take offense, except if you are one of them. Why would you say that, sir? Kilo trigger. Why are you angry? Like, are you one of them? Kilo trigger. No, I'm not one of them. I just thought that you can be. Shile in shire, so shile one. Ever megba. Like, ejegba fun wiri. Physically, man, ko jegba fun any. Do you understand that? Like, so shile one, you enter this temple and you dey complain, say they call people name. You dey mad, like, joti mental ni. Short him only, that kind of thing. People be asking, short him only, getting shiri. What do you come around there, Maiyegun to do? To come, you know, it makes my people kind of feel like they are like intolerant sometimes. They don't tolerate foolish people who pretend to have sense, you know? Like, that's the temple. Anyway, it's a bit distraction, isn't it? No, not distraction, digression. It digressed a bit. Now let's take it further. What did NLC say after they met with Sudoku and Bajabia Mole? And then they had to quickly put something together for Kolu to say. When she might play video here again because it's never finished. But here is what NLC say. Konisi strike ikoko. Elo get used to it. That's the point. You will get used to it. It will favor you and your family. Shami, because I'm even praying for you. This whole thing will favor you and your family. You have to get used to it, you know. There's something is going to happen to Sheikh Kolu. People will never start. May Tribunal give judgment, If Tribunal say may continue, or more, die in hell. Emiyala, NLC.
Yeah, President, can we know the outcome of the meeting today? Well, We just adjourned to listen to Mr. President's speech and then to continue our conversation tomorrow by 12 noon.
Will any of you go ahead with the planned protest?
Well, our peaceful rally will go on as scheduled. You know, even if we didn't have this problem and we decide to hold a rally, we still hold our rallies. So this rally has been fixed for 2nd, and we'll go ahead to hold our rally.
I don't know whether you were able to listen to parts of what the president said or is saying. I know one of your key demands has been the implementation of CNG. And the president is announcing that it's providing 100 billion naira for 3,000 CNG fueled mass transit. Will this have any impact on what you are doing?
That 3,000 will be for Lagos. And we have 36 states and FCT. So if that is, because I have not listened to it, if that is the situation, 3,000 buses, you know, and that even will not go to rural areas.
He's also saying that he's going to monitor the impact of inflation and high gas prices. And if need be, he may intervene.
As part of macroeconomic policies or what? By the time you have a single market and then you are not having anything that has comparative advantage, you are even energy is import driven. And then how are you going to control it? How are you going to control somebody that exchange dollar at the extent of maybe 900? Are you going to tell him to sell at below the price? How are you going to tell even NEPA today, with the cost of production, not to increase tariff? You know, even corn in the villages that was sold at 18,000 by February, now is about 56,000. How are you going to control it? How you control the woman that goes from the house and transportation increase 3 times to reduce the cost of Gary? So we need to, you know, understand all those things, probably because we have not listened to Mr. President's speech. By the time we listen to it, we understand, you know, where that is going to. But it's important that you have mentioned this, you know, for us to equally tell you how we have. And we're talking of practical economics, you know. So unless you tell us the issue of checking the production and then the refineries working, producing locally, the CNG option, taken care of, which will bring down cost of transportation. By the time you do all these things, you know, you can gradually see, you know, then what is the cost, purchasing power of the worker? Can a worker still go to work? You know, all those ones, maybe that's why we say we listen to it and take them holistically, you know, and continue the conversation.
Now, you have mentioned, spoken about peaceful protest, but what are the measures in place to ensure that the protest is not hijacked by people?
Well, that one is simple. The NSC have been in the barricade for years. Our protest cannot.
Nigeria will see positive changes as we move along. Just go through these baby steps of pain. Baby step of pain. Me too, I'm taking
baby steps of pain. How come the NSC chairman face the shine like that? Let's even start from there. Among our data, everybody they suffer. Why the guy they look like say he they live inside butter? Like see na butter they all in body can't they shine? Why chairman they fresh like that? But he also look tired. Did you see that? He looked tired. There's no strength to come to show where there is going to be a fight. Hunger. Using hunger as a weapon. Can you hear what go? Some of you don't even know this. All this hunger, all this poverty you are seeing around, they are deliberate to weaponize hunger. You know that song? Some will say in English, they said, if the poverty is too much, even a born again, can go and do money ritual. Born again, to fire straight, you are going to like, none straight, no turning back. You say, Baba, if I get there, we'll go negotiate. This sufferness is too much. See now 2 children will go use so. How many children you have? I get 5. Now 2 will go use so. I go take the money, train the remaining 3. The kingdom of Ijoba Landley. Baba, see, if Ijoba Leo. Now when I die, I go Ijoba. What are they see for this world, eh? Even to go there, Ijoba self now, that one self no easy. I have seen that before. Okay, I haven't seen that before. I've heard that before. So, as you call on Lord you, God time is the best. Say, when is the God times? See, you wait, you pray, say, don't provoke me. Oh. I have 7 children. The same I use just 1. We'll use the money we take down. When we use that one for money ritual, we use that one to train the rest. Even ourselves, we do joke with ourselves. Poor people. When I was growing up, I was like that. So sure you get. Even I'm still very poor right now. Or thank God, say it wasn't like I'm no longer where I used to be. Sure you get. Anyway, when we were younger, we used to joke among ourselves. Say, Ogbeni, Omo Epu Ogon. Say, Baba, is it Charade? You see that my papa, the madman just dey born. Then he lost his job and all of that. He became a useless man. Now we are like 14 of us. 14 of you. Or more. If now maybe your papa, I go just use one of you for money ritual. So I go take the money, train the rest of you. Don't lie. It doesn't make it not that we meant that. So it's just like kids, poor kids who are having a chat, talking about their lives and poverty around them and all, lack of opportunities and all that. You just have to drop it and say, well, or if I be your papa, I go just use one of you for money ritual. I will go use that money to train the rest of them. Poverty, weaponized one. Strong men. Lost, Ti back by You see, when they are doing prayer that may we not eat from our enemy. So, in the name of God, you will not eat from your enemy. You will not eat from the hand of your enemy. It is not a prayer that everybody should say amen to. Because if your friends no cook, now your enemy they cook. Baba, you go chop amu. Literally, I'm talking about food now. I'm not, maybe other things too. And that is exactly why they are weaponizing poverty in Nigeria. They can use it on anybody. Even the fear of poverty alone. Go make a bishop. Say, I'm a gbebonio. Bishop go carry sacrifice. Bishop, shh. It is a burnt offering for my Lord. It is a burnt offering. Wash your mouth too. Don't interrupt the God's work. Babalawo, you go see Babalawo, we go shout the blood of Jesus. Say, blood of Jesus, where am I? Now, that may sound funny to you, but just think about it. What hunger can make people do. Even people you think are better off. You have no idea how much this thing is eating people in that country. Hunger, they kill people. Somebody said, you will still be walking on the street and somebody go collapse. He say, hey, ambulance, let's take him to hospital. Let's take him to hospital. He say, bros, please come close. Sir, Shewa, okay, let us get you an ambulance. We need to take you to hospital. No, bros, come. Now hunger. I'm very, very hungry. I can no longer walk. Nothing is wrong with me. Nothing is wrong with me. It's hunger, sir. Okay, it's hunger. Sorry, we thought it's a serious medical. It's hunger, sir. Hunger. Say, okay. Hey, don't call ambulance. Call that woman where they sell food there. Hey, woman, come give her rice. Give her rice and stew and everything. It's going to be all right. They give her food. He said, thank you, sir. Everybody gathers around and say, sorry, man, this country, when I saw him, when he fell, I didn't, and you look nice, sir. You are looking okay. I'm not okay, man. I am not okay. This is you are saying. I don't know why this poverty is here to show on me. It's not allowing people to help me. I'm suffering, man. I have not heard for 2 days. I fell. That's why I fell here. But you look okay, sir. Eh? Look at you. Somebody who have you have Olomilara. Yaba in Lara Musa. Koti and Lara and suffer for money. It has been like this for throughout Buhari's time. I don't know why. My stature, even if now water I drink, I go look good. But it's man, please, I'm suffering, man. I had to run. I'm playing you scenario. Time you suffer me. People have told me all this. They say, "Oh, Maiyegun, you go see Shege where people go say, man, and these guys are not coming to help you, unfortunately. But I always wish you what you wish yourself. And again, our heart goes to those who are victims of the aircraft crash in Ikeja today. You know that? Did you know that a shopper actually crash landed in Ikeja today? Omo, Nigeria, man. I told you something about cruise, vibes, and inshallah. That's what they are living with. Say, Omo, if you want to survive in this Nigeria, just get data. No matter your problem, go online, you go laugh them off. When the program ends, you go back to the reality. You and you alone. Do you know what people are saying? About this thing, Sha, if I say this subsidy remove herself, now blessing in disguise, so because not too many cars on the road, not too many people around that Ikeja. So what would have happened? If it was like a normal busy day, I was like, anyway, that kind of makes sense too, you know, like you know, makes sense. Like it would have been a serious disaster. I have that clip. So a company, an office in Ikeja, captured the CCTV of that company, captured the landing. I can't share that with you. It was like a movie. Exploded. This is the aftermath. So we sympathize with those who are victims and we wish them quick recovery. Just an add-on. Extra, Jara. Somebody said that only God knows how I was when I was in secondary school. I was a very good guy, like I was a very funny guy. I don't know if I was funny, but I actually made people laugh a lot. Do you want me to tell you that story quickly? See, if Benga Deboye didn't die, you know Benga Deboye? If he didn't die, you would have known me before now. I would have been maybe a radio presenter. I was so dead sure I was going to be a presenter because I love Benga Deboye, you know? And you know why I loved him? He will crack you joke when he's discussing serious political convo, like political issue or leadership, or when he's talking about religion, how people get swayed, deceived by religion. And he invested so much time that he learned about everything, right? Any language is interested in talking about, not, he will go and learn about them. If this religion is what he wants to kind of, so that he will be able to connect with everyone associated with all of this. If you are Christians, Benga Deboye has a way of connecting with you by understanding that religion. If you are a Muslim, he has a way of connecting with you by studying that religion. And he will still pass all his messages to everybody. And you will be laughing. No offense. So I was trying to be like, well, now I am actually a self-trained Maiyegun. So I'm glad that I have been able to blend them together to you know, for your own likeness, right? You love it. A lot of people like it and they say, oh, Maiyegun, you make my night and all that. I'm making my own night too. You have no idea, right? Like, oh, I'm looking forward to Maiyegun tonight. I mean, I wasn't myself when I didn't see Maiyegun last night. Do you think I was myself for not seeing you? We are all that ilepo. You get? So at the end of the day, I have managed, okay, to build on that thing I had in me. I was a good boy. I wasn't. Then I was kind of a troublemaker too. Not a troublemaker like a violent trouble, but I'm always like, they always report me. I'm always reported. It got to a stage I felt like people just reported me for fun of it. They will report me to be punished. Like, it's just feel like, Only for remember. You know, that kind of thing. Like, you must be up to something that we don't know. These past few days, you have not been in trouble. Okay, come here. Go and bring that cane. Why? For not being in trouble. You need to be punished for not being in trouble. Like, people get used to reporting me and, you know, just for beating me sick. And I look so tiny. I looked so tiny. When I look back, I'm like, no wonder they cheated on me. Like, they cheated me so much. Like, but apart from that, I was a brilliant chap. I was a very smart chap and very funny. Ask my friends. They'll tell you that. Anyways, call it digression. I'm just using that to kind of buy a little more time before we call it a night. I told you I wasn't. I would have taken calls if I didn't have this much to share. Now let's go to the last part of why Kolu actually gave that speech. And what was it in there? The concluding part. I'll show you this one. Then wrap it up with you. Not wrap it up like, you know, add some jara and we can go to bed. Kolu in a speech, the last part.
Per annum, 9% interest rate with 60 months repayment period. And then, in the same vein, we are also working in a collaboration with the labor unions to introduce a new national minimum wage for workers. I want to tell you, our workers, that this, your salary review is coming. Once we agree on the minimum wage and general upward review, we will make budget provision for it for immediate implementation. I want to use this opportunity to salute many private employers in the organized private sector who have already implemented general salary review for employees. Fellow Nigerians, this period may be hard on us, and there is no doubt that it's tough on us. But I urge you all to look beyond the present temporary pains and aim at the larger picture. All our good and helpful plans are in the works. More importantly, I know that they will work. Sadly, there was an unavoidable lag between subsidy removal and these plans coming fully online. However, we are swiftly closing the time gap. I plead with you, please have faith in our ability to deliver and in our concern for your well-being. We will get out of this turbulence, and due to the measures we have taken, Nigeria will be better equipped and able to take advantage of the future that awaits her. And in a little over 2 months, we have saved over 1 trillion naira that would have been squandered on the unproductive fuel subsidy, which only benefited smugglers and fraudsters. That money will now be used more directly and more beneficially for you and your families. For example, we shall fulfill our promise to make education more affordable to all and provide loans to higher education students who may need them. No Nigerian student will have to abandon higher education because of lack of money. Our commitment is to promote the greatest good for the greatest number of our people. On principle, we shall never falter. We are also monitoring the effect of exchange rate and inflation on gasoline prices. If and when necessary, we will intervene. I assure you, my fellow countrymen and women, that we are exiting the darkness to enter a new and glorious dawn. Now, I must get back to work.
We will work with you to build a Nigeria that is not corrupt.
I bring you a message of hope.
We are going to spend a lot of resources on education.
We will work with you. Lórí irọ́. Eh? I mean, it's okay if you believe them. If they do that for you, that would be great. He already said that the schools will increase their school fees. They must stop. I've told them to stop. No increase of school fees. Lórí irọ́, you will pay. Okay? All of these are put together to say, oh, we are doing something. Oh, we are rolling some things out. Baba, 2 months ago, you said subsidy was gone. You didn't do your homework. You put the entire country in a serious economic ruin and jeopardy. They are losing their money, their investment, their businesses. Now you are back with, we need all of us to pay sacrifice. Sacrifice, he kill you, dear, call you. Because I don't even know how much of that sacrifice he's making himself. You know, it's not probably making any. You know, he's not making any. But again, I wish I could spend longer with you. But don't worry, we'll do more tomorrow. I'm back. And I'm glad that we had no issue today. So to those of you who stayed up to this moment, to those of you who are cracked up, that you laughed, don't ever let the real message be lost on you. Buhari, who stole Nigeria money to protect Niger, is lost out in the scheme of things there. America, France wants Nigeria to lead the regional proxy war. Two puppets, or should I say puppets, fighting for their two puppeteers. Kolu should not go and drag Nigeria into a war that at first it's none of our business, it's none of Nigerians' business. It's not, you know why I said that? Because as Nigeria right now, they can drag your children into this. And since America is involved and the rest, it will just be more bloodier. Brothers killing brothers for political position to satisfy their colonial needs and all that. Kolu shouldn't dare it. People don't talk about anyway. But if they begin to kidnap people, I beg anybody will know American visa. I have a brother. I would like to send him there. I would rather have him go there and fight as as an American soldier. Yeah, I have a brother. He's a very tall guy. Tall. My own blood brother. Tall. Lucky and all that. I would rather him go and fight one of these American soldier, whatever, than for him to be lured into fighting Americans, a proxy war in Africa, in Niger. I don't even know if that actually make any sense anyway, but please just don't do it. In case all of you don't know, it's also going to be an avenue for Kolu and his friends to further deplete your resources by prosecuting a war that is none of our business. Or maybe it is. Maybe it is not. But Kolu, looking for legitimacy with the compromise that America has on him, he will do whatever they want him to do. And he will do it in a way that it will look like, well, is government acting? The West Africans, the ECOWAS, that did not do anything to Burkina Faso, did nothing to Mali, did nothing to Guinea-Conakry. Suddenly, it is Niger Republic, whose business relationship with Nigeria is total at it's less than 250 million. And that is why we're going to have to go and buy weapons of billions of dollars to go. I mean, just don't do it. But if you have to do it, okay, for those who are saying that there will be a declaration of war, I, Maiyegun General, when that war starts, I will be your correspondence. You can join me. I'll tell you more about it when that time comes. But if you are going to follow my advice, Kolu, America legitimacy will not even make you look like a president to anybody in Nigeria who doesn't want you, who never wanted you. Okay? And for those West African countries where those who are their rulers are changing the law because they got elected in what's supposed to be a democracy. When they got the power, they started changing the constitutions. They started rigging elections and they started going after their oppositions. Of course, they are inviting military coup to their countries.
Nigeria is not far from it. It's not because some of you will say military should come and take over in Nigeria. That's not how it works. The civilians are already laying the footpath for a military takeover in Nigeria. Okay, disputed election, controversial election, rigged election, manipulation, and then at the same time using abuse of office of those who emerge as your political office holders through this democratic nonsense. Everybody can see that corrupt country. So they are already planting the seed of military takeover in Nigeria and so many other African countries too. So don't come around after you rig election and then suddenly turn around and be like you are against military rigging or military coup. There is also civilian coup. So when they happen, handle your own case, okay? Don't drag anybody into any war, because we all know military don't just happen without the failed democratic politicians. And in all honesty, as worse as you can say all these criminals are, I advise you, please, don't support military coup, even though you may not have a say or control over it. But Baba, don't pray for military coup. That's all I can say. Or be careful of what you wish for or what you pray for. Break up Nigeria, save us from all this stress. But military coup, Anyway, thank you. Okay, there are also developments going on in Eastern Nigeria. IPOB, sit at home, propaganda here and there, threat here and there. You know why I choose not to delve into them? Not because I can't, but I have discovered that things have gotten so messy that people are only interested in who is right and who is wrong, not what is right. So for those who are kind of asking me to say something about Simon Ekpa, the IPOB, the sit at home, the criminal politicians in the Eastern Nigeria, the Nigeria, and all these things that are happening, the reason why I won't say anything on it until the day I see Mazi Nnamdi Kanu out is that a lot of you are not interested in what is right. You are only interested in who is right and who is wrong. And I'm not going to be party to that. Again, I will see you some other time. This is where we're going to draw the curtains. I wish you what you wish yourselves, and I will see you again. Until then, please, you can still like the broadcast, share it, even subscribe, so that when next we meet, you have a chance to get a notification that Maiyegun to today. I'll see you later. Good night.
Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun #1.
Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun #1.
Maiyegun ti dé o, ọ̀rẹ́ ara yìí.
Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun #1.
Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube.
Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun #1.
Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Maiyegun já wa sí.
Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun #1.
Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o.
Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun #1.
Bó bá ṣe eré, àní Maiyegun máa wí.
Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun #1.
Ó sì tún ṣe eré, wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o.
Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun #1.
Maiyegun Diary, Diary Politico.
Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun #1.
Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Maiyegun.
Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun #1.
Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o, kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o.
Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun #1.
Àní Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun #1.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé. Maiyegun ti dé.
ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn làkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
àní ẹ̀sùn làkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
lórí Facebook.
Maiyegun ti dé.
àní ẹ̀sùn làkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
lórí YouTube.
Maiyegun ti dé.
àní ẹ̀sùn làkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
bọ́ba bá gbé wúrẹ́.
Maiyegun máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn làkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
ijó ìgbádìyẹ.
Maiyegun máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn làkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
bí pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o.
Maiyegun máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn làkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
bí gómìnà kówó jẹ.
Maiyegun máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn làkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
ọlọ́pàá tí ń darí bá.
Maiyegun máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn làkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o.
Maiyegun máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn làkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
òkúra olóṣèlú.
Maiyegun máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn làkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn làkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
àní ẹ̀sùn làkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Maiyegun ti dé. gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn làkì. Maiyegun ti dé. gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn làkì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o.